As a writer, have you ever struggled to come up with the perfect description or word to show the reader what you want them to know?
I have in the book that I've been working on most recently, called My Emra. Don't tell anybody. I really struggle with that because I have this whole world, and it's in your head. But how do you get that down on paper so that it makes sense and you're not being telling or something like that?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you'll go to a thesaurus. I've often used an online thesaurus, but that's just for words. But what about the setting? So, we're going to talk about a series of books that are going to help with that very thing. So, this is the series of books. There are 7 of them. It's a lot of books.
It's a lot of books.
But you've got to hear about them. So, are you ready to talk about them?
Sure. So tell me why you like this series of books so much.
Well, what's one of the first things you learn when you learn how to write?
I guess show, don't tell.
Yes, show don't tell is one of those basic things that every writing class and every time you hear about writing, show don't tell. And how do you show that someone's frustrated? Have you ever struggled with that?
All the time.
Well, you can look up a frustration in the emotion thesaurus, and you can it'll list that out. You can look at the beginning of the book, and it lists out all these different emotions that your character may want to have, and it will show you. It'll list off things like, with frustration, things like bared teeth and rushed speech and a high chin, that these are all signs of frustration. And instead of stating that your character is frustrated, you can use this to look up and give physical signs, actions that will show frustration instead of telling about frustration.
So in this book, there's 130 different emotions, but there's 7 of these books. So
Yes.
they all deal with different topics and different things for writers to be able to show things rather than just tell them, right?
Yes, that's right. So there are 7 of these books, like you said. We've got emotions, negative traits. So if you want to look up the negative traits in a character, positive traits, the rural setting, the urban setting, emotional wound, occupation, and conflict.
So there's a lot of different things that these books address.
Yes, in fact, if you're writing fiction, these are going to cover the broad range of all the different things that you're going to write when you write fiction. So these books are great. Each book has the glossary in the front listing out everything that's covered in the book. So if, for example, your setting is a rainforest, have you ever been to a rainforest?
Actually, I have.
Well, you have, but I haven't. I've never been to a rainforest. So it's really hard to write about something you don't
rainy
know.
there.
It's very rainy. Are there lots of animals? I mean, I wouldn't know because I've never been there. But if my setting is in a rainforest, I can look up the rainforest in the setting book, and it'll tell me all the different things, all of the different animals and sounds and what's it's going to feel like there, so that you can really get a good setting for your story. And each book is going to do that. It'll help you with conflicts. It's great. Anyway, so you got to get these books. These books are a must-have for every writer's library, and have them right next to wherever you write so you can refer to them. And there will be links. Help support our channel by following the links in the description to get your copy of these books today.